Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. So today I have a really ridiculous video for you. So stupid, so wrong, and yet so right. I'm playing the Swedish Strf 90C, the Stridsforden 90C battle rating 10.0 Swedish light tank. And it is very similar to the Lvkv 90C that I presented you, aka the mini automatic. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Every single of those tanks is an entire lineup in itself, and they are really a great basis for the also high tier Swedish lineup. The STRV 121, STRV 122 and the CV90 120 get really well supported by this tank. While I have to still play the three mentioned tanks, I play tanks that are very similar to them, so I know what kind of support they need. And they have not quite the same punch as the automatic, but they have longer endurance thanks to a not too limited 12 APFSDS ammunition capacity, but 230 plus APFSDS if you not choose to also use the anti-aircraft shells. And now on this way too tiny map, part 1 of the video really gets started. So that is where we really farm them hard, and this shouldn't be possible, right? And I'm firing darts, I'm firing APFSDs with 143 millimeters of penetration versus flat angles at point blank range, and hello there, even 83 millimeters versus 60 degrees angles of attack. That is a positive normalization, aka long rod modifier. And that is the stock APFSDS, because this also has access to the upgraded APFSDS, and that is a tier 4 upgrade, so it takes a while to get, and then you can penetrate 170 millimeters at point blank range at 2000 meters still, 138 millimeters. This is a 40 millimeter effectively Bofors gun with a muzzle velocity of 1495 meters per second, and at 60 degrees angles of attack you can penetrate 98 millimeters of angled armor, and at 2000 meters it's still 80. This is ridiculous, and the reload is 0.2 seconds. This is absolutely crazy. And there are two perspectives from where you can look at it. Either in my previous way, that you can rant about how imbalanced and broken it is, and oh boy, there are so many arguments for that. Or you just can say, fuck it, let's put a talisman on it and let's grind with this thing. And it's so gloriously good if you do this. While I think that the CV90 105 TML is pretty good as a grinding tank, at some point you want to play something different. And playing a tank like this really never gets old. That's already an ace. This shouldn't be possible. Look at where I am. I am between the enemy spawn and their objective, and I get shot from their objective by an XM1 that hung around a bit too long. That's kill number 6, and a few more to come. I'm also happily scouting through buildings, and not just one but two of them at times, and I am in a glorious position. But also look at the situation on the map. The enemy team have taken the objective. Now it's contested by our team, and while a big portion of my team came with me, they all got killed off. Now 2 tanks were still remaining or also moved up, and the enemy team went through our lines from the other side and are now spawn camping us. Now they got deleted, so it's absolutely chaos. Those small maps are not really suited for high tier tanks. That's a fact, and I get this map way too often. So actually I had no intention to play this map and wanted to, throw myself at the enemy to get a proper map, and then this happened. And as I said, it never gets old. Just brutal. I love it. It's so broken, it's so wrong, and at some point the repair cost of this thing will go up, because in terms of moving it up battle rating wise, there is not that much room left. It's not a 10.3 tank. No, it isn't. It only has a 40 millimeter. This is not as strong in the anti-tank role versus a single tank as the automatic. Also versus helicopters, automatic is stronger. And this is why I called the other one, the Lvkv 90C, the mini automatic. And this is then where the difference between the two tanks actually comes in. So at first glance, I thought that both tanks would be really similar, but the closer you look, the more differences you see, and yet they are very similar. So the Strf 90C is a 10.0 light tank. It has access to the better APFSDS, and it has also thermal imaging, and it therefore gets a repair cost of a mere 3,762 silver lines. That is nothing. And I think the stock APFSDS is more than good enough. And then it also has a gun elevation of 35 degrees, not the 50 degrees that the Lvkv 90C has access to. That also has thermal imaging, also has the stock APFSDS and the high explosive and proximity fuse high explosive shell. And it also gets a radar, and as I said, has 50 degrees of gun elevation and has a lower battle rating and a repair cost of, well, effectively the same, 3,782 silver lines. So both of them are, both anti-aircraft and anti-tank weapons by themselves. They are a little bit better in one or the other department, but essentially, they are very similar. And now you have two of them, including the backups that you earn by playing, or you're purchasing it via Golden Eagles or get it via war bonds. Wow. It doesn't stop. And I absolutely love it. It's so dumb and it is so wrong, yet so rewarding. Now, not every map is suited for this thing, but there are always places where you can go. The one advantage that I give this tank over also the Lvkv 90C is that as a light tank, it can scout and it can help allied team members to be repaired. I value this a lot. So yeah, there you go, there you have it. Now, this battle is now coming a little bit to an end. The enemy team have actually gained, with the help of some helicopters, the slight advantage, and now they're cleaning up our team. And while I really covered this side, well, from the other side, some tanks sneaked through from their spawn, or they were just there right from the start, and I just didn't really pay attention to the combat messages. Anyways, so now I get really into trouble. I am really looking for those helicopters, and this is a little bit of a disadvantage if you are on the front line and you have to watch out for planes, helicopters, and tanks. This happens. 8 kills and 6 kill assists in what, 7, not even 8 minutes. That is crazy. And now a happy kill compilation comes to your place, and so we can talk about the other stuff. Just watch this scene where I have, multiple double kills and funny scenes, some absurd kills, and there is the first happy customer of the day, a German Leopard 2A4, and we just spray him down. And it is down to you how you actually do this. Do you go for the turret ring shots? Do you go for the side shots? Do you first take out the driver, then the gunner? You have such a high rate of fire, 0.2 second reload. If you lose crew, it gets longer. Now I have the high ground, and I thought to myself, now I can spot them. I'm untouchable. But, there are always some German Anakins, and they can't wait to prove you right. So first kill and second kill, but I'm not done yet, because there is always my favorite high tier main battle tank to kill, because it is so easy. And no, it's not a Soviet, it is the Type 90, because it only has 3 crew members. If you kill 2 of them, that's good enough. Very often you can one-shot them from the front, even with the turret ring, and this is what kind of breaks with the rules of War Thunder, where other main battle tanks have to make that one APFSDS round work. With this one, if you mess up the first shot, it doesn't really matter. The tank has no time to change his position, to escape, to smoke up, or to return fire while you reload, because 0.2 seconds is not a lot. Oh my god, those high tier main battle tank engine whining sounds, as I want to call them, those fans, they sound awful. And from this position, with this gun elevation, the gun depression, the high reload, and the tank is not as big as a main battle tank. It's still relatively tall, actually. It is fantastic to use, and it is just... I think after this, you have one problem. You never can really take another main battle tank serious, because there, one-shotted from the front, Type 90. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. And if you think, oh, it's just, quote unquote, just a Type 90, let's make the previously best tank in the game suffer. Leopard 2A5. Easy, so easy. One of those APFSDS rounds will find its way through the side of the tank, and watch this. One shot, then we spray down the other one, we get a nice double kill, and then I don't know why I didn't hit that guy properly, but yeah, and you know, I catch and return an APFSDS round, I can still go back and repair, because while it is a light tank, and much like with the SPA version, they often surprisingly absorb some APFSDS rounds. I don't know where exactly this happens, but it happens. You never should rely on this, because a central shot will delete you. And death to helicopters, I say. Yes, indeed. So, and then, oh, that was a single shot through the heavily angled side of a Lvkv, and we one-shotted him. Oof. And then watch this. I scout this guy, but one of my happy teammates is like, Lidl, catches the APFSDS round, and now I have all the time in the world to just punish this guy. Single tapping. And again, if you only have 2 crew members, the reload goes up. I guess it's then 0.4 seconds, but it doesn't really matter, because you still can punish those helicopters. Death to helicopters, I say. Is this yet another Lvkv? That's probably that is actually the same match. So off his turret pops off. Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. And again, if you have 2 of them together with the backups and the talisman, you have such a very effective grinding lineup. And I think Gaijin can never really do anything about it. What should they do? Remove the stock APFSDS round? Increase the battle rating? Increase the repair costs? Again, Gaijin has introduced something that is not balanceable in the normal system. Happy Abrams killing, you know? And that was an M1A1. Now, let's have a little bit of diversity here. What is this? Oh, that was an M1. Now that was an IP M1. And, you know, just for good measure, hello there. What are you? Were you not one of the strongest tanks to be considered? M1A2. Such strong armor, except for the weak spots, the side, etc. A happy wheelie just for good measure, and on we go. So the fun knows no end. The killing knows no end. And I had really a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And yet, I know exactly what people will say. This is wrong, this shouldn't be the case, and you're absolutely right. But that has never stopped Gaijin from introducing more of this stuff. And why should I not use it? Why should I stop using this? For what? For honor? There is no honor in War Thunder. And Gaijin has no interest in balance. They have proven to do this over and over again. And again, hello there. This is not a rant. This is just me playing the game. And it is more and more punishing to not play the flavor of the month. There are so many tanks playing ships in the game, but it's just a handful being relevant. And, you know, for entire battle rating brackets, that is the case. There is so much diversity that a handful of tanks can get the upper hand and absolutely make everything else kind of not that important, right? And imagine you are a free-to-play player. Imagine you are somebody that spent weeks on grinding to a single tank, right? Without boosters, without a premium account and a premium tank. And then you are facing this and you just get ruffle stomped. Ouch, that hurts. And so the player retention, I guess, is not really helped by the introduction of tanks like this. I've said this in the past, and I could continue to say this for the next few years. That is Gaijin for you. This is what you play War Thunder for. So really get into your own and ask yourself, is this what I want to face? It's up to you. And there you can see for this 5 or 6 kill game, 37,000 civil lines, but nearly 15,000 RP. That was great, and I wasn't even first. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this absolute madness of a video. I hope you enjoyed the kill compilation, the commentary. Let me know in the comment section what you think about it. And as usual, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the waves, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.